Welcome everyone to episode 3 of the weekly Dead Forever Redemption podcast. So we've got myself, John, and we've got Hamish again. How are you?
I gave you all I had.
Yeah. I don't know when these comments are going to stop, but yeah, so welcome back. How are you? You all good?
Yeah, good.
Good. So this week we're going to be talking around chapters. So I know that was the initial discussion that everyone mentioned around they want to be understanding. So we'll be talking about chapter 1, chapter 2 if we can, and working on to chapter 3. But first of all, just want to say a massive thank you to everyone for your comments and your feedback over last week. So we had quite a good week, and obviously we had a lot of comments and a lot of positivity. And this week we're actually sponsored by Muscle Link. So they deliver high quality supplements and offer really competitive prices as well. So if you're looking in the supplement market, hit up at Muscle Links. There'll be links in the description. And if you order today as well, you get a 10% discount if you use the code DEAD10. So there's all the information in the link in our bio, or if you look onto the comment section, we'll have some further information there as well. But a really good guy, and we'll help you with what you need as well. We're there. So cool. So without further ado, we're going to go straight into it. Hamish, is that cool?
Yep.
Cool. Right. So we'll talk about chapter 1. So chapter 1. So after a failed robbery, they fled from Blackwater, into the Grizzly Mountains. But a late spring storm has left them half frozen and starving. They hole up in an abandoned mining town to lick their wounds and await a break in the weather. So that's what it says. It's the first thing you see in chapter 1.
That's a good synopsis there. That's cool.
Yeah, thank you. That's fine. I did read it, so it's fine. So I think if we just do a brief overview, then we'll go into some, obviously, the missions. So talk about what are your... So playthrough 1, chapter 1, positives. What do you like about it?
I love the atmosphere. It's just so desperate. Everyone is just at their wit's end almost, and it's the start of the game. I remember seeing this in the trailer, and I thought this would be the end of the game when they're in the snow and Dutch is begging them to stay with him. But this is the start. This is where the whole thing starts, and there's like 2 or 3 people that are dead you've not even met. You see one of them. You see one of their bodies. You hear about the others, but yeah, I just love the desperation in it, or just looking for shelter. Yeah, really, really cool, and you get a bit of a Hateful Eight vibe from it, I think.
Yeah, I definitely feel that.
I know you hated when you first played this chapter.
I generally hate it all for all playthroughs, but I think reflecting back on it, yeah, it is. If I'm not playing just to complete it, it is really good, and it's a good setup around how you understand how you play Red Dead. It's not that basic. Like when you play other games, they say like hit A or hit X. I think it's really good detailed walkthrough of just play through to how to understand how to just play Red Dead.
Yeah, they couldn't have got away with this being any shorter. I think there's so many systems in this game.
Yeah,
I know it took me a while to even understand the health systems, like all the stats, like because it's not even like you've got a bar of health. You've got the heart that needs to be full that allows you to recover the bar of health, which is a really cool system. I like it, but I'm not seeing that anywhere else.
No, I think with that as well, I didn't even know. So when you're gonna laugh really, but 100% completion, still didn't really know what that system was. About the brushing the horse and the Deadeye system. I knew about Deadeye, but obviously the full, you could open up to like a larger bar. I didn't really watch much of the cutscenes the first time I played through. But so I didn't realise until I completed it when you have to unlock them all. So I was quite low at the end. But
that breaks my heart that you were skipping cutscenes.
Yeah, first playthrough, did you?
Yeah, that is just so... That is like the best part of the game, almost.
I think chapter 1, I think the cutscenes are incredible.
Yes.
Incredible. So if you watched them as a movie, you watch them the whole way through. I know on our previous episodes, we've just played the cutscene. So it's one of our game throughs we played, we live streamed. So we're just playing through. So I think on this one, we might even have chapter 2 we're walking through. But yeah, it is good to watch. I think some of the scenes are incredible. The cutscenes are amazing, but I think so positive. You liked it? Yeah.
Like the way that Arthur's introduced, where he's like the cap's like covering his face and he looks up. Yeah.
Good introduction with Dutch, because I know obviously you had a thing with Dutch in the last one. Obviously you was expecting to know more about him.
Yeah. I mean, again, I didn't expect I thought the beginning of this game it would be all hunky dory with the gang. I didn't realise it was they're already in a bad situation. Already Dutch had kind of burnt bridges with some people, which you find out later on in the game. But
yeah, I think he's already quite. We obviously won't go a little bit further, but obviously there's already questions on the loyalty of the gang and why they're in this situation, which obviously is a theme, which will work all the way through. So mission 1, so Outlaws from the West. So obviously the mission where you meet.
Yeah, you're looking for Micah.
Yeah. So, what do you think about it? Good mission.
Yeah, good. Just, I mean, I remember when I first got control of the horse, I was like, "Oh, this feels good," because that's the thing. When I first played Red Dead 1, again, the controlling of the horse was amazing. The way the horse moved, the way it looked, was incredible. And all games that came after that didn't come close. Like, I remember Assassin's Creed 3 came out after a couple of years later, nowhere near as good. And even like early PS4 games, none of them come close to how good it felt. And now the same things happen with this game, where like the horse controlling is amazing. And you like playing Ghost of Tsushima, who came out a few years later. It feels so arcadey, which is probably what it's going for. But it's just, I love the feel of this game, how weighty everything is. What did you think about like the horse riding?
I quite like the mission. So the first mission is quite good. You know, obviously it's you go into the heart, obviously burn it to fire. I always kill the O'Driscoll as well. So, but that's he appears later, doesn't he? So if you don't kill him, he'll appear in the later part of chapter 1, won't he?
So that's right. Yes, he was reporting to them. Yeah. When you ambush him. Yes. Yeah, I never kill him.
Yeah, so I always kill him. Yeah. So it's obviously you can obviously shoot him in the face, I think, can you? You can beat him to death. I think you can choke him. That was it. You can choke him. I like to choke that one. That's not bad. I think it's good.
I did debate killing him just because I thought he's just going to freeze to death outside. So maybe it's almost a mercy kill.
Never even thought of that. And you get to meet Sadie as well.
Yes, that's interesting. Like I replayed the chapter 6 just like last week, and the way Sadie talks about it, it's almost like she's hinting towards it being more like, I always assumed it was just they killed her husband and maybe just had her captive, but it seemed like they did more to her, which is pretty brutal. But
not good. But she's in Red Dead Online, is that right?
Yes, she is. Her and her husband are. They give you missions. I haven't played the missions because Red Dead Online's pretty terrible.
Be careful what you say. We're going to have people who love it, right? So the comments we're going to go on as undecided, as not yet completed it, or not giving it enough time. I think.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. I think, but compared to the story, it's always going to be terrible. In all fairness, like he's never going to live up to it.
But it's not even that. It's just, this is a whole episode that we could go into. But it's just they just didn't try enough for this. But with online. But meeting Sadie was cool. I'm not the biggest fan of Sadie as a character. Like I liked her in the beginning, but as she become more confident and become what she was in the prologue, it's kind of grained on me a bit. But interesting character, interesting setup. Like, I did.
You're deliberately trying to wind everyone up, so you hate Red Dead Online, don't like Sadie. That's fine. But I think so. So closing that one, I think you do meet obviously Dutch, you do meet Sadie, you meet Micah. So I think that's a big step. And then moving obviously to the next mission, obviously where you meet Javier and John. So if you played Red Dead 1, you're getting to see. That's what I liked about. So although I said I know I'm obviously going back on myself a bit there, I didn't like it, but on reflection, it's quite nice that you're getting to see and spend time with every single character. So Javier is quite big in number 1. John obviously is the main character number 1. You spend time with Dutch, you've seen Micah, you've seen Sadie. I think you get to really know the characters, where I think the latter part of missions you don't. It's just you just go on like a ride with them to do something. I quite like it.
It's very interesting the way I think the end of the first mission, when you get back to camp with Micah, like, because already you know he's a scumbag the way he was acting with forgot her name now. The hell.
Sadie.
But anyway, Sadie. But then when you get back to the hut, and Arthur's got his own little hut, but Micah has to share with the other guys at Javier and everyone.
Yeah.
And he says, "Why do I have to share with a bunch of darkies?" And you're like, "Whoa, how can you say that to someone?" Just really just shows how scummy he is. But also, like, they don't pull any punches with the way some people's views are at that point.
No, I think everyone does know he's a scumbag. It's just whether he's the rat. So I think we'll get to that. Yeah. I still think Sadie is, but I'm joking. So going into mission 2, so you must have loved this mission. Obviously, coming from a massive John fan, your thoughts originally you didn't really like Arthur. You getting to see John, getting to see the scars.
No. Yeah, I was so excited.
This must have been a great mission for you, right?
Yeah, and interesting as well, because in Red Dead 1, he tells Jack about how he got the scars, and he says, a big bear gave them to him. And then obviously we find out it was wolves, and Arthur makes a comment, something like, "Oh, you're going to have a better story than that." I thought that was a cool a nod to Red Dead 1. Yeah. But yeah, cool having John. But it does seem like John is he's not treated well for the whole of this game, really. He's just fouls at everything, it seems.
Yeah.
But I love the time with Javier, exploring with Javier. I wish we had more of that, to be honest.
You don't really see much Javier, do you? You see bits and pieces, but he's always guarding the camp, isn't he? Him and
yeah. He doesn't get many highlights. That's probably the biggest moment he has in the whole game, I'd say.
Yeah, but there's a separate cutscene as well. So like I've seen it quite recently as well. So if you when you're with Javier, you get off your horse, get your gun and whatever, and you start looking for him. There's like a really random cutscene. So if you don't have a drink, he'll give you a drink and you'll throw it on the floor. It's just like it's just really strange. I think that you don't really spend much time with him, and I think he's quite big in number 1, isn't he? He's quite big.
Not well. I don't know, because you're hunting Bill Williamson the whole time, and then all of a sudden you bump into Javier. But it is quite impactful what you do see of him.
Okay.
Interesting guy.
I think obviously you capture John, bring him back. All looks good. I think obviously them dying pretty much. Obviously that's the end, and it'd be pretty hilarious if he died off there.
That'd be interesting how they explain that. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously moving to the next mission.
Did you shoot the bear? Oh no,
yeah,
I'm thinking of another mission. I'm thinking of the one where you go hunting.
Yeah, that's with Charles, and that is coming up. That is coming up. The next mission's Old Friends. So obviously working through with the gang, trying to plan a train heist, but you need to obviously swipe the plans from Colm. So this is where obviously you see the camp, and this is the opportunity where your original character there, Driscoll, you will see him again. So you're going through just to try and see, and you go and see their obviously you come across their base and you're having a chat with them, and you can see through the goggles, you can see Colm, and it's like the initial part of, okay, this is obviously Dutch's arch nemesis. You're going to go for him, and I think before you see it, you hear Jose obviously questioning why we're doing this, and then obviously Arthur saying, is this the right time for revenge?
Yeah.
He sort of creeps in of questioning Dutch's decisions already, saying, why are we doing this? We're barely surviving.
Yeah. And that's, I like it because it's not too hand-fisted. It's like, it's mentioned and there's a bit of friction, but they don't dwell on it.
Yeah. So what do you think of the mission? Think it's good?
Yeah, good introduction. It's not, I like how open it is. Like, it's good. I like just how good the guns feel. It's just so impactful, though, like the ragdoll physics. Like this is, I still remember vividly playing this the first time at like 4 a.m. and I had like work in a few hours. Just playing this, just blowing my mind. Like shoot, it's amazing. Still 3-4 years later, every time you land a shot on someone, the way their body reacts to it's amazing. What did you think of it?
I think introduction of Deadeye as well. They introduced Deadeye in this sector there. So this is obviously once you kill all the O'Driscolls, then you have another lot that come through, and I think you introduced Deadeye at this point.
Right.
I think this is the introduction of it. And this is obviously the bit where we did a video about a month and a half ago as well. So if you want to get Micah's gun, this is the scene to get it in. So if you guys just a little plug for one of our videos, so obviously you can get one of the guys to disarm Micah, and you pick up his gun, and you've got his revolver from the start in chapter 1. Nice. Which is pretty cool. Yeah, if you want his revolver, you can have it at the start, which is pretty good. I quite liked it. I think it was it's a carnage. Yeah, it's a slow to the start. You're walking down, watching, and it's just carnage. You've got people coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. I think obviously from chapter 1, one of my favourite missions, I thought it was really good. I think it was good just to understand, like you said, the physics of how you're killing and obviously looting. You learn how to loot as well, because obviously you have to go and get everything. You find the dynamite and stuff, which was it's good working as a game. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think there's quite a lot of stuff there as well, and you can loot quite a lot of stuff as well. Obviously, you get quite a lot, which is good. And then you go and find Kieran as well for the first time. This is the one with Kieran, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. That is right. Yeah. What do you think of Kieran?
Not bad. Not bad.
I just feel so bad for him. He just gets brutalised like the whole time. Like everyone hates him. I think Mary Beth starts to like him by chapter 4, and then he guess what happens to him. But
yeah, that's pretty brutal, isn't it?
Yeah, quite a sad end of life for him.
You feel for him because he's obviously the whole time he's saying like, I'm not part of their gang, and he's trying to help them out, and then he's stuck. So obviously he was stuck with their gang trying to help them out, and then he's come with the O'Driscolls, and now he's stuck with this gang. And you just feel like what?
And I always try and be nice as Arthur, and even the compliments that you can say as Arthur are still horrible to him. It's just non-stop. You can't be nice to him.
That's the point. But then obviously you learn how to like lasso. You learn how to like hog tie people, put them on the back of your horses. The thing is, it's only little bits you're learning, but you're learning pretty fast. And like I said at the start, like chapter 1 is all around getting to understand the game metrics of how you would operate, how you would play. But it's really good to see that it's not just push X and push Y and you do this. It does it sort of really subtly.
Yeah. And that is it. It's a 2-3 hour tutorial, but it's done very well.
So obviously a Metal Gear Solid fan, obviously originally, and it's very simple. Like you said, when you used to play Metal Gear Solid, it was just like double tap X and push square, and it tells you the buttons. With this, I know it does in a way, but it's very subtly. I think it's good.
Yeah.
We got. If you come back to the camp, you've then got the aftermath of Genesis. So this is with Charles when you go hunting. You get the hunting with a bow for the first time.
I love this.
Do you?
Love this. Oh, I love it. The way you skin animals still blows my mind. I can't believe they added that in this game. That is pretty cool. I've listened to developers talk about this, and like even getting clothing to move is like ridiculously hard. Like you think of any game, someone taking a shirt off is like impossible. Like they just can't do it. But then for them to do this, where like there's 50 animals that you can skin, and you see him, especially like the majority of the small ones, you see all of it come off in like one animation. It's amazing. Oh, so cool. You
get to see Eagle Eye for the first time. Yeah, you get to see obviously capturing where they are, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I still don't like that. So in the snow, I just think it's so bad, personally. When you're in the snow,
I just don't like being in the snow.
The Eagle Eye doesn't really work properly.
Oh, Eagle Eye.
When you're highlighting the tracks, I don't really like it.
It's like a Batman. The Arkham games, they were really popular, the PS3 generation, and they had detective mode, and then literally every single game after it copied it and put it in the game. And I think that's just kind of like this. Rather they didn't.
I don't have a problem. I just think it just doesn't work that well sometimes. Like obviously, if you're in snow, if you're in white ground, you just can't see it, and it just goes. But I don't mind. Obviously, when you're hunting the animals, like you find the clues and stuff, which is good. But I don't mind it. Yeah. So I think then obviously you get to, like you said, you capture the deer, come back. So the bear. So I think there's a lot of debate about this bear as well, isn't it? So it's a lot of hidden theories about this bear. So obviously you don't attack it, I'm assuming that.
I did this latest playthrough. I did, yeah. Okay. And Charles loses it.
Yeah, he loses his mind. But the thing is, he can't. I don't know if I'm obviously misremembering this. I don't think he can attack you. So you can shoot it and you can put a whole round. Obviously, you haven't got the best guns at that point. You can shoot it, it does nothing, it just runs off, and you can't follow it properly.
No, you can't keep up with it.
But the theory behind it is to say that's the that's the bear later you are with Hosea. I'm not sure if I believe that. That is a lot of a big theory to say that that's the bear because it's the massive one. It's got the scars if you can see it.
Oh, does
it's,
it?
Yeah, it's just theory, but it's pretty strange. I mean, why would that be the specific bear? Because it's a completely different location.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
Yeah. Yeah, so I wouldn't really buy it. But obviously it's massive. It's a giant. It's a giant of a bear and it's massive.
Yeah, it's a heifer.
Did you get to skin as well? Like you said, you mentioned you go back to Pierce and get to see skinning as well, which is pretty cool. Collecting pelts, which obviously for online is massive. I think that's a massive thing, but I'm not a big fan. I don't really do it in the actual normal story mode. Do you? Big fan of like collecting pelts, making your own stuff, making your own gear?
I do a little bit, especially for the hat with the feathers on it. But apart from that, not really. I hate collectathons. I can't stand that.
Yeah, I've done bits with it, but I'm not a. Obviously you can get those hats which look pretty cool, and you've got a couple that look pretty cool, but I just not a big fan. But obviously a lot of people, it's massive. It's massive for a lot of people, which is good. But obviously, like I said, it's giving you all stepping stones of collecting these pelts. You get something from it. You get meat. It's just helping you with it as well.
Yeah.
And obviously your favourite one, you said of chapter 1. So who the hell was Leviticus Cornwall?
Such a good title.
It is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So obviously walking through. Obviously this is the part where you the Great Bill messes up as usual when you jump on the back of a train because it doesn't detonate. Talk us through. So obviously it's got to be everyone's probably number one in chapter 1. They love it. Going on a train heist, smashing, killing people. It's a good mission.
It's so cool, especially riding like with the whole gang to it. The build-up's amazing, and you're jumping on it. It's interesting. Like I think 6 months before this game came out, all the previews were of this one specific mission. So I remember reading about this mission, like a game journalists were like, how mind blowing the game was to them. But when I was playing it, it was almost like I was playing Wired Red. It was a cool experience. But
it's a shame you have to save Lenny as well. Obviously, you have to save Lenny when he falls over the edge. Don't have to. No, you have to, obviously. But obviously, but you're right. I think it's good. I think obviously you've seen it on different trailers and stuff, and you're going through it. And the only downfall I think with this is you don't rob enough trains in main missions. It's just you just don't do it really. Obviously, you got one at the end. You've got a few. It's massive. Obviously, this is something that will happen in the Wild West. I know it's coming to the end of it, but robbing trains, getting loads of money.
But I mean,
I just think
that, I don't know. I'm happy with that because you can do that organically yourself.
But you don't really get anything from them.
Well, I don't know. You go into some of the trains that got quite a bit of shit. I think.
I never really get anything. Like it's just okay. You get obviously the passengers have got loads of loot, and I don't know. I just don't really feel. Perhaps I'm missing something. Perhaps I probably need to do a bit of research, have a little look, and see what people have got. But you never get those, those hidden trailers like where you can get in there and you can smash and it's got loads of gold bars. Nothing that I've seen.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, you would think that's what this is showing.
Because it's an easy critique, isn't it? That all you do is the same mission like 5 times, kind of thing. Yeah. That was a thing they like. I remember a lot of critique was about GTA 4. Was it? It's just go here, shoot, go there, shoot, kind of thing, over and over and over again. So I think ever since then they've been quite. They avoid that. Like GTA 5, like literally every mission's like crazy and wacky, especially because they added the checkpoints. And then same here, I think they're getting cautious to kind of repeat themselves at all. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
But obviously, I do, but I think you could do more in trains. You could just do more. There could be more involvement. Like that whole part of this mission, obviously we'll come to in a second, it's like the very end, where you blow up with dynamite, you smash in. And obviously you just get, is it not banker's draft, is it? Obviously some form of cash, which you can get out, and it's okay. But bonds, isn't it? So bonds. So you get some bonds, but you should be able to do that more. I know what you're saying, it'd be an easy get out, and you look, but money, for me, I don't really think money's that big an issue through the game, but then I don't really purchase much.
No, I spend all my money on clothes.
Yeah, so I think in the first playthrough I didn't even change clothes. It was just the same one from the normal. So the whole way through. Then obviously you go through, you rob in. A little fun tip as well. So the 3 people that I assume you save or let go. After you get through, you get into the carriage, you smash it open, you get the bonds. I imagine you let the people go. I imagine
Every time, yeah.
there's 3 people on the train. You can either let them go, or you can kill them, or you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, every time I let them go.
Okay. I was waiting for you. I was thinking, okay, right, are you going to say you're going to be nice to them or not?
No, yeah. Every time I let them go.
So if you do, there's a challenger mission. If you kill all 3 of them with a knife, so you can just stab them straight away. It's one of your first challenges you need to do, and you can do that straight away.
That's so nasty.
Walk up to them, stab them in the chest, and slit one of their throats. It's
he's so, yeah, his animations for that are so disgusting.
I know. Because like when he throws the knife and he like just daggers it through their chest, it's like, okay, that's horrific. Yeah,
especially when you go first person, it's even more weird.
I'm not sure if I like first person. Not sure.
I was just gonna say, have you ever done a whole mission first person?
No, just riding a horse gives me a headache. Going up and down.
I've tried doing it because it's not bad. I like how it looks and feels, but it's not right when you ride a horse.
It just doesn't. It looks incredible. You get to see it more. It's actually a more natural look, but it just doesn't feel comfortable. It just feels a bit strange. No. Yeah, and obviously come the last mission. So Eastward bound, last mission. Yeah. So obviously talking about getting onto the wagon. It's not really a mission, or fairness, is it?
No.
And at this point, obviously, when you see the Native Americans, I thought they'd be I know obviously they're involved later in the game. When you see that, obviously when the wheel comes off of Arthur, and you think, okay, fine. You see the Native Indians, and obviously he mentioned something about them, doesn't he? He said, they're not too happy because most of their land's gone. So you're okay, cool, they're going to have a big impact. And in Red Dead 1, they talk about Dutch living with Indians.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's a big topic in Red Dead 1. Yeah.
Yeah. And I really thought that there'd be some sort of connection around, okay, there's going to be quite a big impact, but half the Indian missions you don't even have to do. They're optional. You don't have to do half of them.
Yeah, but I think there's quite a big... Because you have that meeting, don't you? Like that powwow with the military, like the army. And that's all about land, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I think
there's quite a few big cutscenes in that as well. So obviously when they're standing on the cliff, and obviously when you get to Horseshoe Overlook, where obviously Dutch, Hosea and Arthur, and I've just got when they stand there, they're walking together. That's a massive scene that you just see all of the time. Them walking in there. It's a great scene.
Yeah.
Great scene.
Yeah. Goosebumps.
But thinking about Hosea at that point, so he's obviously, this is just my thoughts on it. So he's already got tuberculosis at this point. So he mentions giving ginseng, I think, already to Arthur to say that it's really good for you and it's really healthy and it will help you. And obviously, you find later in the game that ginseng will help your health if you've got an issue, or if you've got. I think it mentions at some point where if you've got an issue, he's already got it. You see, that's where Arthur gets it from.
I don't think so, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the theory.
It's just a strange, it's just a strange one to add. It's like obviously Hosea, and it's in chapter 2 and 3. He mentions a few times, just to John, about how he's so ill and how he's not going to last, especially in Horseshoe Overlook. You sit down, you can sit at the table, you can hear him, and he says about, I'm not going to last here forever, and it's difficult for me.
But also, how old is he there? What, 60? That is ancient for that time. Like, if you made it past 40, you were doing really well at that point.
Yeah. It's a funny one. Like, it's I think it's just a random thing. I didn't really build on it, and obviously, him coughing quite a lot in the camp, and you can hear it quite a lot, and it's just strange. It's just but definitely, obviously, he's got it before that, or he might have got it at a later date before that, or
he's got lung cancer or something.
Fan theories. Could be. Yeah, could be. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that sort of concludes it up to sort of chapter 1. So chapter 1's now moving into chapter 2 for Horseshoe Overlook. So this is obviously going to be a lot of people's. I think obviously when they're now finding the open world, they're getting to explore it.
Yeah, this is when
Chapter
the proper
2
game starts.
This is it. This is now basically saying you can let loose.
Yeah.
You know, you're learning so much more stuff. You know, Valentine, obviously the most hated town. You know, I hate that so much.
I love that town so much. Such a town.
I think there's so much to talk on chapter 2. I think chapter 1 is just a real an initialization around understanding, you know, what happened, how to play the game, getting to know the characters, and like you said, it's a 2-3 hour. It can be that long. I think depending on how long you play with it, but it's so funny. So I think moving into chapter 2, I think obviously it allows you then to say, look, you've learned the skills, go and do whatever you want. Go and enjoy yourself. You know, there's lots of missions in chapter 2, I feel, but it's it just gives you that freeness and openness to say, go and explore the open world now. You know what to do.
And I'm so happy Rockstar they did the same as what they did in GTA 5, where they didn't lock off. Well, I guess they did kind of lock off part of the map, but you know, like GTA 3 or GTA 4, where it was you get the first island and the other 3 islands you've got to unlock as the missions progress, whereas this you've got pretty much a whole map of Arthur's story, at least anyway. I like that.
Would have been nice to see New Austin with him. It would have been.
Well, yeah, and it does seem like that was the intention at some point anyway. So when you first started chapter 2, did you straight away get into the missions, or did you explore a bit first?
Not at all. So straight away, go straight out, go and find as many people, kill as many people as possible, go a bit mad, learn about bounties, learn about, you know, getting caught by jail, whatever. You're just getting caught by the law. Love it. You know, just love it. And there's this every time I play chapter 2 at the start, I always find something different. And one of our first, probably first 20 or 30 videos I told you when you come out of camp and you go down, you go and pass the stream, and I got caught by these 2 people and said that you're Arthur Morgan, you know, you got caught at Blackwater. Yeah, I think every time you come out of chapter 2, when you see the open world, there's something different. Every time I see something different. I quite like that. Yeah. And I don't just go straight to Valentine. I never go straight to Valentine. Never.
Okay.
No. But I think thinking of that, I think we'll probably close it at that, and obviously next episode we'll move on to chapter 2, discussing it. I hope you've all enjoyed it as well. But just a few closing points as well. So obviously, thanks obviously to our sponsor, so Muscle Links. So his website will be in the link in our description. As I said, you can get a 10% discount for Dead 10. That'll be the discount code. Obviously, he'll be really helping you out for their quality supplements, and obviously be helping you out like really good price as well. And he's a really good guy who can help you with it as well. I think we'll close it there. So it's goodbye from John and Hamish. See you later.